Namaste children, I am Smita, your English teacher from Mangala Vidya Mandira. Class 9 Standard, Subject English. Okay children, in today's class let us learn a new poem called as a Song of Freedom. So Unit 7 poem, the Song of Freedom. Okay, this poem was written by Subramanya Bharati. Subramanya Bharati was a Tamil writer, poet, journalist, Indian independence activist and social reformer. He was popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati. He was a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry and is considered as one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of all time. So he was born on 11th December 1882 and he died on 12th September 1921. Okay, so let us begin the poem called as the Song of Freedom. This is the hour of song and dance, for blissful freedom is ours at last. Children, freedom fighters were those great leaders who sacrificed their lives with fearless courage to bring freedom to the nation, isn't it? Many freedom fighters have adopted various ways of fighting against the Britishers to attain freedom. So their sacrifices, hardships, pains and hard work gets a salute from the people. So this poem is a description of free India. So it describes the glory of India. The poet here visualizes free India. So in the first stanza, in this poem here, the poet celebrates the freedom of our country. The poet says that this is the time to celebrate with songs and dance. As a blissful means extremely happy freedom is achieved by the Indians at last after several years of struggle. Gone are those days of caste-born pride, gone is the foreigner's might, gone is passive subservience, gone is the trickster's sway. Okay, now the poet says that the country is free from the caste system. It is free from the fear of caste system wherein there was oppression by the lower caste, by the upper caste. So that at least now all the castes seems to be equal. So this time the Britishers are unable to show their might or their strength as they had to move away from the country. So gone is passive subservience. Subservience means a state in which you do whatever someone else wants you to do. So gone is passive subservience. Gone is trickster's sway. That means power or influence of one who deceives or cheats people. So all these are gone away from the country according to the poet. Freedom is our universal speech, equality the experienced grace. We will blow the conch of victory and publish the truth to all. Children, freedom is a word of every individual. So the universal speech means that everyone should enjoy the freedom. So experienced grace means the experience made the people to get equality, isn't it? So all are equal after freedom and there is no differences anymore. The poet says that the conch refers to the shell of a sea animal which produces sound when you blow into it, isn't it? So conch should be blown to celebrate the victory and publish the truth to people all over the world. We see that all are equal born. Now lie and deceit are dead. Only the good men are great. Ruin has ceased and wicked. Okay. Now that after freedom, everyone should realize that people are equal and there should not be any differences based on caste, creed, color, sex, etc. Now no one should lie or cheat others or deceit. Deceit is a behavior that is intended to mislead people. Okay, so no one should deceive others. Only the good people are great people and there is no scope for destruction or wicked people or ideas according to the poet. So the poet has strong belief that there would be a brighter future for our Mother India after freedom. Honor to the plowman and the worker, shame to the glutton and the rake. We will not water the wastelands nor sweat for the idler's wheel. Okay, so the poet here says that the plowman and he works hard in his agricultural field, or the worker who works hard to earn his living should be respected to the full. So they should be honored for their hard work. Whereas those people who are greedy, now glutton refers to one who eats too much in a greedy way. Okay, so those people who are greedy, and the rake is the one who behaves in an immoral way, gambling, drinking, etc. So these people will not be respected. The wastelands would not be supplied with water in the same way. The people doing nothing or wasting the time would not be respected. Okay, so the wastelands would not be supplied with water, isn't it? In the same way, the people doing nothing or wasting time would not be respected nor given any help or importance. So here the poet emphasizes that all people should work hard for the progress of our country and not waste time in unnecessary things, isn't it? Yes, now coming to the next. We have learned that this is our own land. It will be forever ours. No nation shall enslave us again. We will prosper serving God, our sole Lord. So our country from the beginning is ours, and forever it will be ours. No other country would make our country its slave again, isn't it? And the country which we are proud of would prosper highly in future. And with the help of God, our country would see a bright future, isn't it? So here the poet has a strong positive feeling about the future of our country. So in this poem also reflects how people during the independence period had a high hope about the better future of our country, isn't it? The poet is proud of his country and doesn't want the country to suffer anymore, as it had passed through tough times during the British rule. I hope the poem is clear to you, children. Children, now coming to the homework part. Today's homework is homework essential for students. You have to justify your answer and send it through WhatsApp. Thank you, children.